We have Ethereum, symbol ETH versus the dollar. We'll do a general overview on this one and a couple things to be aware of right here. Obviously, the 4 hour is in a bit of a downtrend. We do have our lower highs confirmed as of pretty much open this morning. It looks like just dumped right off that good old 2018 price action. And I would be looking for potentially another bounce somewhere around like the low $3,200 region yet again. But keep in mind that this one is just creating lower highs right now on the short-term time frame. So while I do think that it will bounce off this region, anything below 34.40, basically yesterday's high, is just another lower high, and this is a redistributed pattern after what would be considered a top right there. Now, with that said, I do really open up the possibilities of a bear trap on this one as well, similar to a lot of other things that we've seen today, because not everything's kind of following this one in the general format of the market, which is usually a signal on the other side. But where did I change my opinion on this one? Well, obviously above about 34.35 basically on a 12 hour. If we're looking at a 4 hour, same area as well. If we go over here to a daily, I would be very interested anywhere between that low $3,200 region, between there and about the 55 at 31.50 or so, for some bouncy price action. Let's see how the 5-day closed. Again, 5-day, this would be my hopium for this one. Obviously, just bouncing off the 10 symbols, like not any major issue. And the weekly. Weekly would be my big hopium right here, because again, we do have to remember Ethereum did close on new all-time highs on last week's closure, and so while it's possible that it very well could correct lower, even below $3,000 actually, I would still hold off on getting like full-on bearish on this thing. It's just not a fucking bearish chart long term. If we go over here to our long-term trending charts, you can see, whoops, wrong one. Go to Ethereum. Ethereum on the monthly right here, again, still kind of crawling above the top side Toronto band. Yes, right now it is a bit of a doji dildo, but that is not necessarily the most bearish chart I've seen of all time. I got rid of my MACD. Well, whatever, we don't need it for right now. Bi-monthly, which closed at the end of August, obviously closed above the top side Toronto band yet again for the 1, 2, 3, 4th, and working on number 5 right here. So that's pretty good as well. Again, I do refrain from getting like bearish on a chart that looks like this long term. So downside moves in the short term, I imagine, do get picked up. Short term in comparison to obviously a bi-monthly is going to be like a weekly or a daily in this case. But if we put this back on and take this off right there, what are we looking like for the short term? Are we very likely to come down lower first or not? Well, let's go see what 4 hour Stokes say right here and see if they agree with that, because I do think that this one probably does play out a bit of a short term bounce, like very, very short term, kind of similar to Bitcoin. Maybe even around its current level right here. If we get an hourly closure above basically 3,300, then I'd probably be looking for a bounce first to like 3,350 or so. Again, that is still just another lower high. I have nothing bullish to say about the short-term time frame as long as you're below, again, 34.35. 4 hour is actually literally just flip-flopping to the downside right now below 3,400, but that also implies, hey, if Ethereum does start to close back above there, that would be an early warning signal that you will see a bear trap. If that is confirmed, I'd look for a quick move up to about just below 3,600, and very likely continuation over time from there after a bit of a short-term pullback. But to put in perspective, actually daily, not bad. Not bad here, coming in all the way down at 34.71. So you can see how those kind of bleed in together. And 12 hour will actually be flip-flopping up with any sort of a closure above 32.60 or so as well here. So again, the conditions for a bear trap are very well documented, but for right now, just short-term time frames, very much bouncy, somewhere within this region right here. Might have one more wick lower, and then pray to Bula Jesus that this thing does level out and trade back above about 3,400. Now, that starts to look pretty damn good. And again, all higher term time frames on this one very much are bullish still. So I actually don't have that much bad things to say about this. The only bad thing that I really say about this is if like the daily made a lower low. And how would the daily make a lower low? Well, where's your current low? Basically right around about 31.50 or so is what I'd say right there, or just around the 55, which kind of generally gets that anyways. If you do start to break below there, I would look for moves down to about 2,900 first before anything else. But for right now, I'd give it the benefit of the doubt just based off the higher term timeframes. And if we do start to fill those conditions on the lower term timeframes, that's at the point where I start to get a lot more interested in this. But for right now, just consolidating at best. And hopefully that was helpful right there. There you go, sir.